every international platforms, climatic change is being discussed as a hot topic, it's because it's a need of the hour. So do you think that it is high time we consider, we means India or maybe any other countries, treat this drug issue as the major concern?
I think this is a thing that should have started this discussed like many years ago. To be quite honest, we are quite late in discussing that. I think again the discussion is taking place at a very slow pace, and to be honest, not enough. So I think the environmental movement, especially young environmental movement, is a good example of how successful one can be when you create a network and a community and a movement around a topic. And I think it's high time that a similar approach is taken also on the issue of drugs, especially within young people. We would need a public-private partnership approach to addressing the war drug problem, to be quite honest. The government has to play its role. Civil society organizations have to play their role. The private sector have to play their role. And therefore, young people have to play their role as well. And therefore, also comes the role of the family, right? The family as an institution within the community also will continue to play an important role within the communities. And we're happy to have also family skills program within UNODC that also strengthened the resilience.
What is your take on the action taken against dark web criminal activities, and why is it happening again and again? What can we do in order to reduce them?
You're absolutely right. A lot of the crimes are going into the darknet. And that's because it's difficult to monitor, it's difficult to control. It's a no man's land, basically. So one can do most of the things that you cannot do in a normal net, obviously. And that's why many organized criminal groups, including drug traffickers, are also operating there. I think there needs to be more regulations when it comes to the internet and the use of internet. But I think, again, there needs to be a lot of education for young people, right? Because I think it's all about prevention in the end. I think we need to do more to making sure that young people are not attracted to those things. I think that's where most of the effort should go. And obviously, that requires more funding, more resources, which we are not seeing enough of. Resources going to preventive measures is not enough. It's a drop in the ocean, so therefore cannot get us where we want to go. So I think it's prevention, so that at least we make sure that those young people do not even end up in a darknet, which is a very dangerous place for them to be.
There are so many celebrities who act in films, who maybe social media influencers, who spread a wrong message in by endorsing some advertisement which showcase negative aspects like drug smuggling or drug dealing or something. So what is your take? How responsible should be social media influencers or actors while they are dealing with advertisements like which in a way can influence young generation?
Right now, as you correctly mentioned, some of them endorse, let's say the negative aspect of drugs and crime that we are talking about. It's interesting because in one of the youth consultations we had at UNODC, young people suggested that influencers and celebrities should be used as a voice to advocate for positive change, right? So I think if we're able to convince them, and there's a massive business around it, obviously, so that's where, again, the issue of public-private partnership makes a big difference. If we could make them advocate for the positive messages, because many young people look up to them, right, yes, as role models. So if they can play that positive role as a role model, I think we will have more opportunities at least to turn the curve.
Kerala, like how are we progressing facing in this issue, or maybe any suggestions which you can put forward to our government, or any suggestions which you want to focus on how to work in Kerala on the basis of strategy, any strategy which you can give us as an advice, which UNODC can advise us.
Well, Karen, I'm not sure if I should be able to advise you what to do, but this is the second time I'm in Kerala. I have to say that what I have seen in Kerala is very encouraging. I have visited a number of schools where young people are interested to learn and to act. And I was very surprised after going through a series of schools talking to them about staying away from drug use prevention. Some of them made video materials, a kind of campaign for other young people. So it's very inspiring to see young people willing to learn and to be educated, and then taking a step further to actually put that into practice for the other peers. So I would say go out and do more of this, absolutely. I think there can be always more funding put into these activities. I think there's not enough of this. So if there is a possibility to put more resources into this, it will go a long way. But honestly, I think I'm very positive about what I've seen in Kerala. It could actually be a good model for other parts of India as well, even for some parts of the world. So do more of that, I think. I think if you continue to do this, more of this will be encouraging.
And also there is a suggestion of adding such social lessons or social activities as a part of education curriculum. So what is your take on making our children aware about such social issues at their younger age and making them aware about the consequences? So what will be your take on all those suggestions and initiatives by the government?
In schools, as part of the curriculum, but also as side activities, because there's so much to cover, right, within the program itself. And there are other school programs within the curriculum. So I think it should be both. So it's not an either or approach. That's why I say I present this as a comprehensive approach.
Will you accept if our state government or maybe any other government bodies is ready for a collaboration?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we welcome any initiative from any government that wants to work with UNODC on addressing the World Drug Report. This is we are always sitting waiting for this opportunity. So if there is an opportunity, we have the regional representative here at this forum who will represent UNODC. He will be our counterpart with the government. But even directly in India, I mean, I have got to know our colleagues from the Indian Permanent Mission in Vienna. We work with them directly. So if this offer is on the table, we are very much happy to take it on board and to work with the government of Kerala on addressing the World Drug Report. On addressing the World Drug problem itself.
As a channel, Asianet News has initiated a program like Say No to Drugs. So how do you think that a media can play a role in preventing all those?
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. So as he said, it is a collective operation that has to go on to face this issue rather than placing it as individual pocket. So it was lovely talking to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you. Excellent.
আমাদের ভিডিও ভালো লাগলে লাইক এবং শেয়ার করুন। কমেন্ট সেকশনে গিয়ে জানান আপনাদের মতামত। আরও ভিডিও পেতে আমাদের চ্যানেল সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন এবং প্রতি মুহূর্তে খবরের আপডেট পেতে প্রেস করুন বেল আইকন।